Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. You're watching this video because you want to make better bass lines. You're tired of just slapping 808s in randomly. I'll show you guys how to make better bass lines on a music theory level. It's where you can apply this to not only your 808s, but also your bass synth sounds or your bass guitars. All right, so basically what it comes down to, let's lay some chords down first. And I'll show you different thought processes of the bass line. Okay, so let's record some chords in here. So I'm just going to play 251 mostly here. And we're going to play to this BPM. So let's play it like 70 BPM. Now we have our BPM. Boom. We got our drum track down. Let's record some chords. We're going to do a substitution. So we're just playing 251 just with the substitution. Now let's switch it up a little bit. Okay, so now we have the chords. Basically, I played D and then C sharp and then C. So that is the, and I have the melodies for you here, the chord progression here for you guys if you ever want to reference this. Now, bass lines are pretty much going to play the root note, and then it's going to play 7 notes up from the root note called the perfect fifth, or down 5 notes. So here is D. The fifth of D is A. Okay, so we could either play the notes D. Now I'm using Ample Sounds, Ample Bass J for this jazz guitar. And if I wanted to add an accompaniment to this, what I could do is simply just play the root note in the perfect fifth and then the octave of D an octave higher. Okay, so that's an easy way to play bass. So let's just record this. Now remember, at the end we change out the root notes. It goes from D to C sharp to C. Let's just do that basic root note into the fifth. Okay, so let's bring in the audio. I forgot I muted the audio track here. So I added a half step so it didn't match. That's only because I forgot we were missing that channel. Okay, so let's go back. So let's not use this half step. That was me not listening to the music. So we should be going down. So all I'm doing is root note, fifth, octave. So think of the bass line in threes. Whenever you need to move around to create animation, I like to move in threes. So it's root note, and then we'll pull up to the fifth. Usually it's upward for the bass, most of the time for my style. All right, so we're just working in the rule of threes there. Instead of just going from this note all the way up an octave, we're adding that in-between note. Okay, so that's a fast way. So this is the basic way. So let's say you wanted to get fancy with it and try some new stuff. So let's add more to the bass line, but this time, instead of simply just using our root in the fifth, let's try going down to the fifth. Let's also use half steps, which means going from one note directly to the note above or below. Okay, so now I'm just adding more variation to that same concept. And also too, I want to try a whole step up. The whole step is 2 notes. The reason this works is because when you go from D to A, I'll just give you guys the theory real quick. D to A is a perfect fifth. That's 7 notes away. And if you keep counting in 7 notes, you're going to get to E. So E is the fifth of A. Now, if you just play this E down an octave, you actually get a whole step in difference. So really, it's just playing another fifth. You're just playing it down an octave. So it's all about the fifths with the bass that I found. Let's run this back and let's add a bass line here, adding that E in and also half steps if they fit. So I forgot we did a chord change up there. See how that whole step works. And then I believe I went from now basically I'm doing the same concept, just we're changing the root notes out for those chords that I built at the end here. There's only one note I need to fix, which is right here. So let's run this all the way back, see what we have so far. See how it just flows smoothly? Okay, so the ending could probably just remove that ending. That's more of a creative thing. Now also with the bass, what we can do with MIDI, so I'm glad I recorded the MIDI. Let's swap this out for some kind of E-piano sound. Now we've swapped out the sound with the synthesizer. Another thing you could do with your bass is actually keep the bass as the bottom note of your chords and just omit the bottom notes of your chords. So what we'll do on this take is just remove the bottom notes. And because I play the root notes in the bass will act as the chord extension for the chord. In other words, you can play less notes on the keyboard and have your bass be the root note to extend the chord. So for example, here we're playing an F major 7th chord, but when you add the note from the bass, which is D, this makes this a D minor 9th chord. So you're creating a chord extension using the bass. And this is a deeper way to think about arrangement and harmony, is to stack sounds in order to create these big chords. So now this will not only clean up frequencies, this will also just keep the bass as it'll give the bass a different purpose in the context of this music here. Now for that approach, it's more of a reductive approach. You would have to know your music theory to understand that you're creating chord extensions in the bass. You really have to understand the chord flow. So those are the techniques on how to make better bass lines. If you want to learn more, go to busyworksbeats.com/premium. All right, guys, we have a limited time lifetime access offer. Basically, you get everything for one price that is like 1/5 of what we charge normally. So go to busyworksbeats.com/premium to learn more. Peace out, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Peace.